So, hello everyone. Welcome to Manoeuvre Test Entrance channel. Today in this session, we'll be talking about the most crucial part for all the test aspirants, which is the stage 2. We have test students, those who have joined us, and we'll be discussing more about the right approach, the right technique to fill your detailed application form, and how you need to perform well in the personal interview round, what all strategies you all can implement, and what all questions are there, and how you can prepare for those questions and what it takes to be at TISS. So let's hear it from your seniors and we'll just dive in the session so that we can start with the information. We have a lot to cover in this session. So yes, keep watching and make sure you share this video with all your friends as well. So yes, let's begin. Yes, Abhishek, over to you.
Yeah, sure. Hello, my name is Abhishek Kumar Singh, and I am from Jamshedpur, Jharkhand. I have done my bachelor's in electronics from Pune University, and thereafter I was working at Infosys for close to around 3 years, and thereafter I joined TISS.
Hi, I'm Alishi. I have my Bachelor of Commerce from Delhi University, Dindar College. I come from a commerce background. Thereafter, I have a work experience with ENY for almost 3.5 years. And then straight out of that, I joined ODCL, which has been definitely a roller coaster journey with a lot of ups and downs. But I'm glad I'm here. And I hope to answer as many queries as possible today.
My name is Harshita Singh. I am from Delhi. So, I've been born and brought up in Delhi, and I've done my graduation also from Delhi University. I started my journey with the ODCL because I really understood the course, and I thought that it will really help me in my career. And also, I feel that this course will be helpful not just in my professional journey, but in my personal journey as well. So, yeah, I'm really glad that you called us here, and I hope that we'll be able to help the applicants.
Yes, so we are done with the introduction. So yes, we can start with the guidance.
Okay, so we'll start with Arushi. She'll be starting with explaining a little bit about this and the course curriculum and a little bit about her experience as well. So, Arushi, you can take it forward.
Sure. Thank you so much, Harshita. So I would like to explain that what ODCL is first. So ODCL, I'll start with a full form. It's Organization Development, Change and Leadership. It's one of the most, I would say, demanding courses that is right now needed in the business world today. At ODCL, we believe in changing the dynamics, changing the business, but with a humanistic point of view. We bring about strategies, we bring about changes, but we bring them with a co-creation approach. We help businesses to thrive in the dynamic world, and especially with how the curriculum is framed. We believe not just in changing the people, culture, processes by just focusing on HR, but focusing with a systematic point of view and with focusing on leadership that is closely aligned. And apart from that, I would like to take a minute to hear. I would like to take a minute here and understand that how important the curriculum is and how it has subjects that are really relevant and needed in today's world. Uh, we have organization theory and design that is much needed. We also have a critical thinking and problem solving that is part of the soft skills. We do learn about HR. We also have diagnosis, organization diagnosis. Then, apart from that, we also have the core business domain subjects such as finance, marketing, and even coaching and mentoring. That is a really important part of it. So, in all, ODCL is definitely a curriculum that brings each and every part together. Uh, so that's what ODCL is about. I think that suffices the introduction part. Harshita, do you want me to continue? Or is that? So I'll just break down a few more points that are needed here. So as part of ODCL eligibility criteria, you must have 2 years of work experience, and that's the mandate for it. Then, when you enter the course, you get exposure to a lot of practical and experiential learning through the way of 4 FIs, 4 field internships that we do in different domains. Then, of course, as every other B school, we also have a summer internship, 2 month summer internship program. Then, one thing that is very key and very important to ODCL and very unique, I would say, is the part of leadership as service project, wherein we do live organization development consulting. And that is offered only by TISS as far as I know. Then at the end of the 2 years, you also have to submit your research project, your research thesis on the area of your interest. Then, as I was mentioning before, these are the semester-wise courses that are there. And you'll see that all of the courses that are relevant in the dynamic world today is something that we have covered. Then, apart from that, we also have collaboration with a lot of industry partners, and that will be available both on the official page of ODCL, MAODCL on LinkedIn. Then, and that was about it.
Yes. So now we'll move to the most important part. I think the participants will are basically looking forward to, the DAF session and the PI session. Okay. So now we'll see how crafting a detailed application form for which the deadline is tomorrow, 23rd. What could be effective strategies for that, right? So one of the most important, it is one of the, sorry, it is one of the most important things because it basically forms a base for your PI process and it gives you a head start before the interview starts. How it happens is because whatever you put in your DAF, basically that grabs the attention of the panelists and that is what forms the interview questions that will be asked to you in the interview. So you have a head start. So court is in your ball right now. Whatever information you put in your DAF, you will be able to justify it better than anybody else. So that is where your creativity, your strength comes in. So agenda for this PPT, will be, we will understand the DAF, then we'll see the three main questions that need to be answered. We'll see some of the pitfalls that everybody needs to avoid and some tips for effective writing. So understanding the DAF. So DAF is a critical component of this admission process and it provides the interview panel with in-depth insights into your motivation, experience and suitability for the program. So up until last year, GD process was also there, but they have done away with that. This year, they are solely focusing on your DAF and your PI process. So it is even more important for you to pay much, much more attention to your DAF process now. So, the three major questions which are asked are, why are you interested in pursuing this program, the selected program of ODCL? Mention any work done by you in the relevant field and writing your biographical sketch. So these form the main questions. Now we'll understand the DAF. Some of the key considerations you need to keep in mind are that it should have clarity. It should be concise and clear, and you should avoid vague statements. You should avoid very big and confusing words. So the interviewer or the panelist who will be reading your DAF should have a very clear-cut picture of what you're trying to say, what you're trying to put across. So, it should be well articulated. It should have relevance. You have to tailor your response according to the questions that are asked. Also, you have to have an idea of what the interviewer is trying to look for. When they are asking you this question, one particular question, they will have an idea of what they are trying to look for in the answer. You have to tailor your answer according to that. Focus areas of the program that you are applying for. So you have to study about ODCL, whatever the curriculum contains, whatever Arushi just told, and you have to answer your questions. You have to tailor your answers according to that. So next is authenticity. This is very important. You have to, make sure that you be genuine and honest in your responses. Don't just blindly chat GPT or blindly Google and copy paste from somewhere else because it comes across. It comes across very easily. They know that, whatever is AI generated and whatever is not coming from a real place. So instead, don't lose out on this opportunity. Use your own experiences, your own motivations to write a real DAF, which you also can back when they ask you questions in the interview. You can also back your answers because if you chat GPT, you won't be able to back. It will come across very easily that you have not done it genuinely. So, in conclusion, preparation, invest time in reflecting your experiences, aspirations. Just sit with yourself for some time and see whatever experiences you want to write about. There might have been many instances in your life which are milestones or which you feel proud of. So take those experiences, write about them, be thoughtful, and research about the program. Go to the TISS website, go to other resources, listen to other people who have studied this course, see how you can tailor your responses according to that, and let's see how the objective of the course align with your values. So the first question we'll move forward with is, why are you interested in pursuing the ODCL program? So first work is that you have to identify your motivation. You have to see how your personal experiences, your academic background, and your career goals align with this. You have to start with something like, basically it should come across like how you moved into this journey. How is it a natural progression for you? Whatever you have done in the past, now ODCL is a natural progression for you. It should culminate to that. Then connect the program with the program goals. So you'll see the objective of the program, why ODCL was started in the first place, what is the objective of starting this kind of course, and align with that as well. If you have any idea, if you have studied about ODCL, you'll see that there are a few major things. They'll prepare you to be an OD consultant or a change management leader, or have leadership insights in general, have a research mindset. So all these things you can write about that. Then how you structure your answer also matters. So first you will introduce in a very short 2-3 lines, you'll introduce whatever you're about to write. Then briefly introduce the interest. Then the main body will come. Here you will discuss the specificities of your experience and aspirations. And lastly, you summarize why the program is perfect fit for you. Then we'll move to the second question. Mention any work done by the relevant field of study. So here you will highlight your experiences. So you can write about your internship experiences, whatever you have done, your projects you might have done earlier. Any volunteering work also might come in handy, because TISS being TISS is very much socially aligned, socially sensitive. So you can write about that as well. Keep in mind that the first question and second question may seem like they are same, but they are very different. Here you are strictly sticking to whatever work relevant to the field of study you have done. So here you also have to demonstrate your impact. So when you're writing about whatever work you have done in your previous organizations or wherever, you have to mention some kind of numbers that puts a little bit of emphasis, that makes it genuine. For example, implementing a new onboarding process that improves the new hiring retention rates by 10%. So this 10% puts a little bit of authenticity or credibility to your answers. So you have to keep that in mind as well. The structure remains the same as previous. You have to introduce the subject which you are moving into the question. Then the body, you have to describe the task, the responsibilities, and the achievements which you have achieved. And then lastly, the conclusion part, highlighting the importance and relevance of the program. And the last question is the biographical sketch that you have to write. So here you have to write about your personal background. You can still mention a little bit about your education, but only how your education shaped you as a person, not as a professional. So here you are sticking strictly to the biographical sketch, how you are as a person, the key experiences which might have shaped you to become the person that you are, your interests and hobbies. So what they are trying to look here is something beyond, numbers and figures and, all those professional etiquettes which they look for. Something like I led a project, of engagement, boosted productivity. So here they will see probably the leadership skills that you have, something like that. Then your interests and hobbies also, they would like to see that you are much more than, you're not just, workaholic, you are more than that. You have to basically showcase your journey. You have to emphasize the milestones which you have achieved, the awards, the achievement, whatever you have got, especially the challenges which you have overcome. So here they will see the growth mindset that you have, whether you succumb to, whatever challenges you face, or how you deal with them, how better they made you, or what are the learnings you took from them. So these kind of things, and the key learnings you have to summarize that as well. Here also the structure remains the same. You have to introduce, you have to briefly overview of your background, and then the body, your key experiences and achievements, and lastly the conclusion, summarizing your journey and interest. Some of the pitfalls you need to avoid is lack of clarity. So some people have a tendency to, when they write things about things like this, they just keep on writing, without proofreading, without maintaining a coherency or not being very clear on what they are writing. So you have to really articulate your points well, and you have to be concise and still be able to put across the point that you're trying to make. Then ignoring the fit. Like I mentioned earlier, you have to tailor your responses. You cannot just mention anything and everything because obviously you will have a lot of experiences in your life, but you have to pick and choose the experiences which you think are relevant for this program and are relevant for you to be selected in this program. Then ignoring the word limit. This is one of the things which you have to really keep in mind because you have to realize that panelists won't have a lot of time to, read each and every DAF. So you have to keep it very crisp. You have to keep it very meaningful and relevant. Don't go beyond the word limit that is mentioned. Being non-authentic, again, like I mentioned, you have to, see your real experiences, take out whatever experiences and motivation you have from them. Do not do chat GPT. I know it is a very easy way out, but it comes across very easily. You don't want to do that to yourself. Focus only on achievements. So this is also one of the things. So highlight experiences of growth as well. So like I said, that if you mention challenges and even failures, that will also show growth in some way. So not just being very boastful and very cocky about it. Write about something genuinely which you learned. So some challenge you overcome, how you did that, or even some failures you faced. So that shows growth and that shows humbleness also. That is something which TISS looks for also. Then the last point is not proofreading. So checking for errors, basic errors like grammatical errors, spelling errors, coherency. There should be a flow in what you're writing. So these kind of things also matter a lot. Don't ignore all that. Actually, some of the people, they did not do proofreading, and the panelists asked them in the interviews that you have done grammatical errors, you have done spelling errors. So these kind of things are checked. So some of the tips for effective writing, again, be authentic, proofread, and seek feedback. So feedback seeking is also very important. It gives you a different perspective. When you give your DAF to somebody else, they will read it, and when they will read it, they'll give you a different perspective of how it is coming across. So that is also an important point which you can, take from this. So yeah, thank you. Now I think we'll move to the PI part. Abhishek and Chandan will take that.
My name is Sri Chandan, so I'll be starting with the PI preparation strategies for this. And thank you, Abhishek, for bringing on the PPT here. So first of all, we'll start with what is a PI, right? I mean, of course, we have an intuitive sense of what a PI is, but let's put into context what happens during the TISS or ODCL interview experience. So PI is a one-on-one interaction, as we know, between the candidate and the interview panel. And it is an opportunity for the panel to assess the candidate's suitability for the program. Of course, you write your DAF, right? But this is beyond what is presented in the written applications, right? Moving on to the next slide of the program, right? So what it is that that the panel stands to evaluate from a candidate's perspective. So evaluation of candidates' communication skills, right? So since you're going to step into the world of organization development, change, and leadership, right? Communication forms an important aspect of your leadership, the competences that you have, and critical thinking, because over this course, like the panel can present you with cases where you will be assessed based on how critically you can assess the options that you have at your disposal, and you're able to come to a solution that is talk about our personalities. There is certain personality fit. We talk about the person organization fit, right? So PO fit, that is something that's going to be assessed, and how you're fit for this program, because of course there's a value match that the panelists are going to assess on the candidate's behalf. Then they are going to understand the candidate's motivations. Of course, it's not just that you have come up with a certain score in your CAT, and that cannot be your only motivation to join this course. You'll have to present it to the panelist how it is that your aspirations and how they align with the course objectives here at TISS ODCL. Moving on. So what are the skills that the panelists are going to test? First is, so of course, when we talk about knowledge, skills, and competences. Knowledge, of course, you have over your course of your formal education, you've accumulated certain amount of knowledge base that there is, but you can add on to this knowledge base, right? So when you go into TISS ODCL website, there is a set of 5 books that are listed there. So you can choose one of the books there, and please go through the contents that there are, because when you sit for the interviews, the panelists are going to ask you, have you gone through those books? What kind of a book have you been through? And they may ask you some certain questions on that. And skills, of course, over your course, since this is a program that mandates a minimum of 2 years of work experience. So there are certain skill set that you have accumulated over this point, right? And competences, here is where it gets very contextualized, right? So how are the skills and knowledges that you have gained over the course of your 22 years, and how does it fit how does it make you a better OD practitioner? So that convergence is something that you need to work upon. Then it's a candidate's ability to articulate the thoughts clearly and logically, because you'll be presented with a lot of questions. Sometimes, it could be situations that are very high in pressure, right? So you will also be assessed in terms of how you're able to articulate your thoughts clearly and logically. You cannot go haywire in that sense, right? Then candidate's potential for success. So this is where your confidence comes into play. Of course, you can have all the knowledge, skills, and competences, but if you're not able to present that confidence in your interview, then probably there will be a certain, second thinking in terms of the panelists, that probably whether or not you will be able to succeed in this course or not. Moving on. So what are the key focus areas, right? First is academic and professional background. Of course, this is something that you've also mentioned in your DAF, right? And understand how your education, what are your education qualifications, and what your work experiences are. And they will also probe you on why you have made certain choices over the course of your professional life, what it is that you have learned over your educational qualifications and your work experience. Then also the personal attributes and soft skills, right? Assessing qualities such as leadership. Of course, we're talking about a course that is ODCL, the leadership aspect, the teamwork, the problem solving, and emotional intelligence. So what you can do probably to showcase that you have these fitments in terms of your candidature, when they ask you about your strengths, so probably you can curate your answers in a way that aligns with all of these adjectives that we have used here. And the third one, which is the most important aspect, and sometimes people often overlook this part, which is exploring the reasons for choosing the program and long-term career aspirations. You may be posed with questions such as, where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years down the line? And how does this program help you in achieving those objectives? So you need to have a very clear, answer in terms of finding that congruence with your career objectives and the program outcomes. Moving on. So what is the structure of PI? So this is very basic. The interview panelist will be conducted by a panel of faculty members here at TISS. So we have an esteemed faculties here who will be sitting in the interview, and there will also be professionals from the field as well. And the interview will generally vary between 20 to 30 minutes, and sometimes it also overshoots based on your performance in the PI. So yeah, it's all contextual in that sense. So the next slides will be covered by my friend Abhishek Kumar.
So echoing my peers out here, I would like to say how you could structure your PI in the form of understanding TISS and the program as well. Firstly, you need to understand the reason why the panelists would question you on these aspects, especially when it comes to the TISS overview. You need to have a very clear agenda on the history, mission, and values as to what TISS is providing because TISS has a very, very vast history. And given the number of courses that TISS provides, it is imperative that you know what exactly the heritage of TISS is. Secondly, the program of your interest, which is ODCL. One needs to study the program's curriculum, objectives, and the unique features that it has to offer. And an example is the Human Interaction Lab that we have at ODCL. Now, Human Interaction Lab is a precursor to the Leadership as a Service program that we have over here. And given that, as it has been discussed before, we also have a couple of field internships that we have. And given that ODCL is a very hands-on learning experience, one should be very clear on how these programs function and how these courses are interrelated and could and brings about the diversity and the uniqueness in the course, which is the unique selling point. And one needs to be very clear so that they can bring out this in the personal interview. Please be abreast of the current trends and issues that are going. Given that it's an OD and change management course, one needs to be very clear on what is happening in the industry, and you must be knowing about the PESEL analysis, which is political, economical, social, and legal, cultural, dimensional aspects. So please focus on that. And you could go through company white papers, etc., to realize what exactly are the industry fit as well as what you learn inside the classroom. Also, when it comes to current trends, especially how COVID was a big disruptor, realizing trends like remote work, diversity, inclusion, employee well-being, and analytics as well. Also, you could research about the faculty as well. You could go on sites like LinkedIn or even on the TISS page and research about the kind of faculty that we have, what are they interested in, and that could be a major talking point in the interview, especially if you're able to align your interests with the faculty's interests, because that would help the faculty also assess that, okay, if this person comes into the classroom, what can he or she offer in the class as well? Similarly, when it comes to research and publications, you could reflect back upon your undergraduate experience if you have published a research paper or done anything of that sort. Because this is a institute which is very heavily backed on research, and research is given a lot of importance here. Also, when it comes to program outcomes and alumni, you could connect with alumni as well. And it's not just from a PIE perspective, it could be also from a personal perspective as well, which will make you understand why this course can be a very good fit for you. Please try and network if you could reach out to current students, alumni, and understand what is it in this course for you. And in a nutshell, I would like to say that these are the 5 factors that you could focus on: your key experiences, your motivation to join the course, and your core values. Now, core values are a very important thing because this is very focused on humanistic values and the ODCL course as well. And especially when we talk about OD, it talks about these values. So reflect upon those principles and beliefs, and given how you could bring that as your learnings. When it comes to your strengths and weaknesses, I would suggest that you be grounded in your approach and reflect upon it, be very self-aware on that. When it comes to your long-term and short-term goals, as discussed by my peers, you should have a good clarity on what you want to achieve. And especially these goals, if they're aligned with this, it should be. And that's a very important factor when it comes to your PI assessment. In the end, I would like to summarize this by saying the importance of your storytelling. I mean, people can they can put their work experience or the educational factors, but how do you craft a story along these factors and present it to the interview panel is something that definitely makes you stand out. Using the STAR method, the situation, task, action, and result method to craft your answers, even in the DAF, and connecting it to the PI as well would help you gain an edge over other candidates. Highlighting relevant experience, especially people in the tech background, could highlight if any change initiative has been taken and what aspects of it could you bring into this course as a pre-learning objective. Please be authentic and reflective, because being authentic would because writing something in the DAF and saying something to the interview panel, if there is no congruence between the two, that could be very detrimental to your selection process. So all in all, I would wish all the best to everyone and conclude here. Thanks a lot.
So I think now we can open the floor for anyone who has any questions for us. We are here to guide you. So yeah.
I believe y'all can see the chat box if there are any comments. As of now, I don't think there are any comments, but yes, we'll just wait for some time.
Also, we have shared some links which you guys can follow. So we keep posting updates about the course, about whatever is happening with the admission process, and whatever can help you guys to stand out in your interviews and DAF. So you can go ahead and follow us there, and also it will help you connect with us also.
All right, so as of now, there are no questions. We'll just quickly conclude with the sessions. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So yes, thank you for all providing the valuable information regarding the TISS PI preparation and DAF as well for guiding students for the right approach to fill their DAF form and the right techniques for the PI preparation. So I hope this particular session will turn out to be helpful to all the viewers, those who are watching us. And yes, if you have any doubt and queries, you can definitely comment. We'll try to get back to you. And just watch this entire session. Make sure you share this video with all your friends as well, because the students have provided a very, very informative piece of information for all those who want to be at TISS. And yes, we have covered all the doubts as well, and we have covered everything that what it takes to be at TISS. So yes, subscribe to our channel for more such videos, and we'll be coming up with more such preparation strategy videos for you guys.